The Jamthund, also called the Swedish Elkhound, is a breed of dog of the spitz type that is found in northern Europe. The Jamthund is eponymous with Jämtland, a province in the middle of Sweden. History of the breed. The breed got its name from the Swedish province of Jämtland, which borders on Norway. Comes from a large hunting spitz found in a forest zone on the border of Scandinavia and Russia. The Jamthund was separated into a separate breed in 1946 and is a branch of the Norwegian Elkhund. It was the result of an appropriate selection of Swedish dog handlers in an effort to create a larger dog. Earlier it was assumed that the breed carries the blood of the West Siberian Laika. The reason for this was the external similarity of the two dogs and the close ties of the eastern and western Finno-Ugric tribes that existed in the past. However, if we compare the modern types of these breeds, then they are very far from each other, which is recognized by the Swedish dog handlers, complaining about the wrong approaches to selection. Jämthund is used for hunting elk. In the old days they went with it to the brown bear and lynx. It shows itself well in hunting for marten, ermine and wood grouse. Sometimes used as a shepherd, guard and sled dog, as well as in military service. A dog that has been socialized and properly trained for obedience can be kept as a companion. The breed is widespread mainly in Sweden, where its population is quite large. Annually about 1.7 thousand individuals are registered by the Swedish Kennel Club. In January 1954, the Jämthund was recognized by the International Cynological Federation and assigned to the group of spitz and primitive breeds to the subgroup of northern hunting dogs. Appearance. A massive spitz-like dog, above average height, somewhat elongated, well-defined, strong, the body should not look long or too heavy. Moves freely, with a good swing, while trotting the limbs approach the center line. The head is well-defined, elongated, wide enough between the ears. The skull is slightly rounded. The transition from the forehead to the muzzle is not sharp, although well pronounced. The muzzle is slightly shorter than the skull, not pointed, tapering evenly towards the wide lobe of the nose. Lips tight, scissor bite, moderate cheekbones. The eyes are slightly oval, brown in color, the look is alert, but calm. Ear is set high, strong, very mobile, with pointed tips and a height exceeding the width at the base. The neck is long, massive, very flexible, well defined. The body is slightly longer than the height at the withers. The back is straight, with a slight slope from the withers to the rump. The chest is deep with well-sprung ribs. The belly is slightly tucked up. The tail is set high, of medium length and thickness, rolled up into a loose ring, and pressed against the back or macklack. Strong limbs with pronounced hock angles, strong, slightly oval feet, fingers clenched. The top coat is straight and dense, not very tight, the undercoat is creamy, short and fluffy. Shorter hair on the head and front of the legs, longer hair on the neck, chest, tail, back of the legs and thighs. The color is light gray and dark gray with typical light gray or cream markings on the sides of the muzzle, on the cheekbones, throat, chest, abdomen, limbs and under the tail. The ideal height at the withers is 61 cm for males, 56 cm for bitches, tolerances of 4 cm in both directions are permissible. Average weight 30 to 31 kilograms. Temperament. A bold, energetic, very calm, loyal, stubborn, sociable and affectionate dog, strongly attached to its owner and all members of his family, whose attention it urgently needs, but inclined to dominate. Gets along well with children, showing gentleness and patience. It can show openly aggressive behavior toward strangers. It is also hostile towards other dogs, which are perceived as rivals or as a threat to the territory or loved ones. It has guarding and watchdog qualities, for the implementation of which no additional training is required. Being a passionate hunter, she is able to live in the same house with other animals, including cats, if she grew up with them from puppyhood. Raising Jämthunds because of their stubbornness is quite difficult. It is important to remain calm and patient. Purpose and use of Jämthund. This dog has long been considered a reliable assistant to the hunter. After all, the main function of such a dog was hunting and, as a rule, for a large animal, such as a bear, elk, lynx or wolf. This was largely due to the fearless nature of the husky. Not every hunting dog is capable of chasing such dangerous animals. The Jämtland Laika was especially successful when hunting moose, which earned it one more breed name Elk Laika. Nowadays, the locals in the forest regions of northern Sweden also use the Jamthund, mainly for this purpose. They hunt with Jamthund and smaller game. As before, the Swedish Laika helps with the transport of goods and guards the homes. He also serves in the Swedish police as a search dog, excellently working on the trail. Health. The Jämthund is generally considered a robust and healthy dog. The diseases most common in this breed include epilepsy, hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, arthritis, glaucoma, retinal atrophy, cataracts, hypothyroidism, and ear infections. In countries with a warm climate, manifestations of eczema are possible. Among diseases of the endocrine system, diabetes mellitus is possible, which is hereditary. It typically affects dogs between the ages of 4 and 14, with a peak incidence between 7 and 9 years. In most cases, these are female Jämthund. The average life expectancy is 12 to 13 years. The litters are large enough, on average 6 to 10 puppies are born. Tips for caring for a Swedish Husky. The Jämtland Leica, which has a thick weatherproof coat with a dense undercoat, is unassuming to care for. Especially when kept free. A sufficiently hard guard hair keeps its shape well and does not need frequent combing and washing. It is enough to comb the dog with a stiff brush no more than twice a week and bathe as needed. Unpretentious Swedish and in food. Trapper Swedes usually feed their dogs natural meat food. Usually, these are offal and trimmings of not the most valuable meat from carcasses obtained during the hunt. In the conditions of urban life, of course, such a diet for the owner of the Jämthund will be too expensive. It is much more profitable and more convenient to feed your dog with industrial food of a high quality level, at least premium, in accordance with the weight of the animal and the recommendations of the food manufacturer. For good nutrition, it is necessary to supplement this diet with vitamin and mineral complexes. Interesting facts about the Jamthund. Hunting in Sweden is practically a national passion. In a country of about 10 million, there are about 300,000 trappers, and the hunting season is from August to February. It is for this reason that Swedish travel companies offer tourists not only to admire the amazing views of Scandinavia while skiing, but also to hunt a moose or a bear. Including the famous Jämtland Huskies. At the same time, travel agencies promise that a smart trained dog will do almost everything for a tourist during a hunt. He will find an animal, will not let him leave until a tourist hunter arrives in time. The only thing she won't do is shoot the moose. And here the choice is for the tourist, to shoot at the animal or to limit himself to pleasant communication with nature and an amazing hunting dog, the Swedish Leica Jämthund. Price. The average cost of the Swedish Elkhound puppy is between $500 to $800. Conclusion. Jämthund is an ideal hunting companion, devoted protector and everyone's favorite. Suitable for active determined people, families with children. With the right approach, this is a loyal and obedient pet, intelligent and unpretentious. Needs caring and loving household members.